Hi everyone, my name is Emily and I'm the young adult librarian at the Rock Island Public Library. If you're an 8th grader, you've met me before. If you're a 7th grader, you have no idea who I am. That's fine. Hopefully, I will get to see you at some point in person, maybe this school year, maybe not, we'll see. But for today, I'm starting a new thing where I'm just going to bring you a book talk where I only talk about one title. Every week I do 3 on Facebook. You can see that every Monday or after, whenever you want to watch that. But today I'm going to tell you about a book called Spontaneous. This book is by an author named Aaron Starmer, and it's coming out as a movie in, I think, a couple weeks, just beginning of October. And, I don't know, stream it if you can, maybe. I'm hoping it might be at the Bluegrass Drive-In, which is the only place, drive-ins, I see movies there. Not going back to a, inside movie theater for a while, I don't think. But this looks like could be a very fun movie. It's a very fun book. And in it you meet a girl named Mara, who is a senior in high school. And one day she's in class, and she's kind of bored. She's just waiting for math class to be over. And she thinks, okay, I'm gonna get a mint out of my bag, just to have something to do, while I'm waiting for this to be done. And while she's digging in her bag to get a mint, there's a loud sound from in front of her, sort of like a popping sound. And when Mara looks up, the person who was in the desk in front of her is gone, and there's a lot of blood and gore kind of spread around the room, just sort of expelled to different places nearby. Mara, she didn't get totally hit with this. She, remember, she kind of leaning down. She was protected by the chair in front of her. But obviously everybody is alarmed because it seems like a person just exploded. So the police are called and the FBI is brought in, they're bomb sniffing dogs, everything. Everybody's trying to figure out okay, what happened? Well, the good news is there wasn't an explosive. What happened to this student was a little thing called spontaneous human combustion. And the girl who exploded, Caitlin, she wasn't doing any of the things that we typically associate with spontaneous human combustion. If you've ever watched the BuzzFeed Unsolved, where they did one about a lady who spontaneously combusted. Typically, in cases, somebody's smoking, or they fall asleep near an open flame, and there's something that they've consumed that could be, flammable. So that's not what happened in Caitlin's case. And Mara didn't know Caitlin that well, they'd gone to school for all of high school, but, she's shocked. Everybody's shocked, and, they're sad because someone died. But everybody basically agrees, okay, this was a 1 in a billion accident. It just happened, and it seems, it was almost impossible that it happened once. So it's never gonna happen again. We're really sad about this. Let's try and move forward. So everybody was in the classroom when Caitlin exploded. They go to a group therapy thing, when everybody's back at school. They gotta close school for a bit after this to investigate. So when they're back at school, Mara is in this sort of support group and everybody's talking yeah, it's wild that this girl was just here and now she's gone. I'm kind of dealing with that still. I'm gonna be for a while. Well, then another person explodes. And at this point, there's a legitimate panic because this was supposed to be a 1 in a billion thing. Even more than that, to have it happen twice in the same school, in the same class of seniors, that's impossible. It's not a coincidence. Something must be going on. Something is causing this. So, everybody's trying to figure this out. Mara's best friend has her theories, and, the government comes in, and they're we're gonna investigate. But Mara has her own theory. And Mara's theory is that the 2 people who've exploded so far, they both bought drugs from the same people. And the 2 people in the senior class who are best known for selling drugs, it's these 2 twins, a boy and a girl. And Mara's known them all through school, and she's bought drugs from them, honestly. And she's okay, I better go ask them, because obviously it's a long shot, but if people are exploding, I mean, she's looked online. She's seen that, okay, typically if somebody spontaneously combusts, like there was something in them, something they consumed that maybe hastened the process, like started this chemical reaction. So what if it was a drug that one of them took or both of them took? So she calls these friends, or, I think they text like, hey, let's meet at Dunkin' Donuts. So they like go to the Dunkin' Donuts, and Mara's like, hey, I want to talk about this like exploding humans thing. Like let's maybe not do that here. And the twins are like, yeah, let's go. Our car's outside. So they go for a drive. They're driving behind the golf course in town. Like, oh, it's a pretty day, and everybody's kind of freaked out because of, 2 people have exploded at their school recently. And Mara says, okay, this is going to sound weird probably. Maybe you've thought about it though. What if it was something that you sold to one of these kids that caused them to explode? Like, is that even possible? And both the twins are sure, no, that couldn't have happened. We weren't selling hard drugs. We were selling like Adderall and Xanax, like anything that we would have sold. Like, these are not substances that make people just burst like a human balloon and like spread blood everywhere. Like, no, that doesn't, we thought about it, but no, it's impossible. We're 99.9% sure. Now, you should know at this point that the twins, the brother is driving, the sister's in the passenger seat, Mara's in the back seat. As they're having this conversation, what happens is the brother explodes. This is bad because he is driving the car. So his sister screams and is, horrified because her twin brother just died. And Mara's like, hey, I'm so sorry. Like, wow, this is, obviously I'm shocked and horrified as well, but we're still in a moving vehicle and I would really appreciate it if you could like hit the brakes. So the twin sister is like, yeah, okay, yeah. She recognizes that, gotta do that. So she's like trying to get the steering wheel and like steer them, bring the car to a stop or at least keep them on the road. Well, then she explodes. So now Mara is in a moving car where she's in the back seat, and she can't even see out the windshield at this point, because when people spontaneously combust, in this case, this is not, traditionally, like the real life scientific cases, it's weird because people, typically they burst into flames. Like, this isn't a case of people exploding so much as they're on fire and then they're dead and then there's nothing left except sometimes there's a limb left. Like, it's really interesting and, kind of gory, obviously, but sometimes, you'll just have like somebody's leg will be left. Like, it'll be totally unburnt and the rest of them will be ash. But in this case, people are like bursting like balloons. So there's blood all over the windshield. So Mara can't see. So the car crashes and she gets hurt and she ends up in the hospital and she's like, okay, what happened? Like, people latch on to the whole theory of, oh, those kids were selling drugs. We're going to bust the person that they were buying drugs from, and then we're going to, find out, what the pathogen is that's making this happen. But they don't find anything. Again, these, as a rule, these kids really, they weren't selling hard drugs. And the person they were buying them from, it was like a dentist in their town. Again, he didn't have anything that would make people explode. As a rule, doctors don't keep that stuff on hand. Neither do dentists. Like, there's not something you can just take and you'll burst like a balloon. That doesn't happen. So the book is Mara and this boy she maybe likes and her best friend trying to figure out, like, what's causing this, but also, like, if they're even going to survive their senior year. Because, okay, they could very easily be next. Like, this whole thing seems to happen very randomly. And they're quarantined, of course, because people don't want this to spread. Like, at one point, they're just kind of like in the school and, everybody is not allowed to leave. Nobody's allowed to come in. Nobody can go out. So, yeah, it's sort of a relevant book for that reason. There's talk of quarantine and a mysterious virus, perhaps. And so, yeah, I book talked this earlier this year on Facebook, and I was really excited when I saw that there was a movie because it looks like it could be a lot of fun. And I say that in spite of the gore and, the death. Like, it's a very funny book, which, yeah, you might not expect, but it is. And I really enjoyed reading it. So if you like, dark humor, I guess I would say, maybe check this one out. We have it at the library. You can either check out the physical copy of the book, And to do that, I mean, you can come in or you can schedule a curbside pickup. Or if you have a library card already, you can download, I believe Access 360 is the app where this one is, and you can just check the book out as an ebook. So give it a try. Thank you for watching. I will see you again soon with more book talks. Bye.